Good morning everyone, welcome to Lost Phoenix Gaming, we're home of tips, tricks, guides and tunes. And will you join me on a crazy photography adventure? We've got hashtag Mudkickin. Take a photo of your car at the Mudkicker's Adventure Park and you get a super wheel spin for this one. So what we'll do is get into it and head over, and you can follow me around as I pretty much ad-lib this photo challenge. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to go in, look for a shot, set it all up, go through some of the settings and just have a bit of fun really. So if you're interested in Forza photography, you want to have a look at my process, if you could call it that, and if you're into this stuff, well, keep watching. The Mudkicker's Adventure Park is down here. I'm going to do a fast travel over to a bonus board. It's one of 3 which I've not been able to unlock and destroy in the game just because it's a bit of a pain to get to. But we're here now and I'm in the Shelby 1000. Yeah, the new car, the new exclusive car. This is cool. But I'm going to have to go and drop this onto stability and traction and ABS because it's rear wheel drive. There's 2 and I've set this up as a bit of a crazy drift monster car. And it's a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. So I'm going to drive around and let's see what I can find, because the Mudkickers is a pretty big place. There's loads of opportunities to come around and get some photos. There's lots of water, there's lots of dirt, there's lots of jumps, there's pipes and different things you can actually do stuff with. So I'm just going to have a drive around. Got the bridge up here, but let's have a drive around. Cross here, don't fall off there, just having a look, let's have a think about it. Got a big puddle there, and I've got a load of mud down here. Let's see, can I kick some mud up? Right, okay, little drift and into photo mode. Okay, there's me Shelby, excellent. You get it for doing my Shelby coming around the mountain championship, and there's the mud. It's my car and it's kicking up some mud. It's mud kicking. So let's see if I can have a look at this. I'm just having a look at where the car's sitting, what's around it, what the scenery is, and just seeing what would sort of work as a frame shot. That stuff from the front, obviously not. But if you're going to be kicking some mud up, you want to do a typical rally sort of low-level shot of the mud coming out the back from under the wheels. So that's cool. Remember, this is a rear-wheel drive car as well, so this is good going. Into the settings, I'm having to play around with the contrast, because the contrast basically is just that. It's like how light it is, how dark it is. You know, like the range of the light and the dark, and I quite like that there. That's okay. Brightness-wise, I'm going to adjust around that because I don't want this to look completely stark, but I don't want it to look overcooked. And you have to mess around with your settings, because shutter speed I'm happy with, exposure I'm happy enough with at the moment, aperture I'm happy with. I'm just looking at my aesthetic things, because once you get your 3 main things out of the way, your shutter, your exposure and your aperture, everything else is just like aesthetic tweaking really. And this is sort of like half photography, half Photoshop, half Lightroom. Adjusting the colour, having a look at Vignette, put some Vignette on to sort of bring the dark in a little bit. But unless you're going for one of those Old West type photos, you don't want to see the corners of your Vignette. You want to do it just so it's up to a point where it's visible, and then drop it back a couple of notches, which is what I'm doing. Temperature, the lower the temperature, the colder it is, like it's more of a blue tone, whereas the higher temperature always shows up as like a reddy as an orange, the warmer tones. And it is just a case now of once you make a few little setting changes, go back and tweak the other little ones. I'll go and have a look at exposure again probably. Focus is alright, aperture's alright, and I'll show you what aperture does. It basically just blurs stuff, right, and pull it back, because you want some stuff blurred. I want to try and see if I can get the mud a little bit blurry, but not to the point where it's indistinguishable. And again with the shutter speed, the higher you put your shutter speed, the more blurry it goes. which is a bit of a weird one coming from actual photography, because normally the lower the shutter speed, the longer the shutter's open for, the more blurry you get things, because it's going to be blurring or freezing the action. So it's sort of opposite to real life in Forza on that one. But that looks okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what the shutter speed does again. Trying to get that little bit of perfect blur on the mud. So the car's in focus, but the mud's obviously showing its motion. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. Car lights on, car lights off, car lights on, car lights off. I'll probably leave them on for this one. And yeah, that looks okay. That's pretty effective. So I'll take that photo. Photo contains your car. The car's taken at Mudkickin's. Super wheel spin and 5,000 influence is the reward for this. And if you save this into the game and you're not sure to get this out, what I will do is put a link to one of my other videos that shows you how to extract your saved and shared photos in Forza onto your PC. And that doesn't matter if you play on an Xbox or a PC or whatever, it will do that. And I'll put a link to that video. But naturally, Mudkickin comes alive at night time, and I've got a custom blueprint here. Mudkickin 4x4 nighttime, and picking Shelby. The share code was up on the screen, so you just go to the 4x4 event, put this share code in, and get into this, and it's permanent nighttime. Because if you've ever been around the Mudkickers at nighttime, you'll see how really different it looks, how cool it looks with all the neon colours and the fluorescent lighting. And I've made this event to keep it into permanent nighttime, so you can go into it. These guys go off for a drive, and I'm going to go this way because I've put the finish line on top of the big hill, and you can see it looks a lot different. You've got the pipes, you've got all this neon lighting, and you can literally go take photos of these things in these pipes. So that's actually pretty decent. So what I'll do is I'll leave these pipes, because there are better pipes here. There's actually an array of 5 pipes which you can actually go inside them or go round when you've got neon lights all round, and you can take some really cool looking atmospheric sort of cyberpunky photos. And they're here. Right, you can see all these oversized glow sticks, and these are 5 pipes. And I've taken a photo here before, and it's really cool, and I'm going to do that again. And the photo I take here, or one of the photos I take here, is going to be used for a thumbnail on this one, so you can sort of see how that thumbnail picture came to be. And I'm going to skip round. The vignet's massive on this, I don't really like that. But you can see the way that these big glow sticks actually light up the pipes. You've got all the different colour banding, you've got the blue, you've got the red, it's got like a really weird sort of cyberpunky purple effect. And vignette wise, I need to take it down. Contrast wise, let's have a look at this, let's adjust it around, let's see how much banding we want of this colour. Shutter speeds don't really do a lot, because the thing about shutter speeds, they're there to either blur or freeze motion, and there's no motion in this photo. The pipes aren't going anywhere, the car's not going anywhere, and the ground's not going anywhere, so it's not really that important. But what I'll do is line all this stuff up, get all this looking quite cool. And the idea is I've got these 2 glow sticks here, and I want to use that to frame the shot. One on one side, one on the other, and you can see the colour banding across the car and across the walls of this piping. So that's quite cool. It's got a bit of a strange symmetry, and it is just a case of having to mess around, just adjust it, do a little movement here, a little movement there, and just sort of get it looking how you want to get it looking. And I can spend absolutely ages doing this stuff, I'll tell you, absolutely ages. And yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So that's pretty much an Alton F1 screen capture. And I've got the lights off for this, because if I had the car lights on, it'd be far too bright, far too bright. And I just want to sort of have a quick check on my settings here. The shutter speed, I'll just dump it down. I mean, I don't need it. Right, it's not doing anything at the moment. Tracking's fine, focus is okay. That's alright. That's not a bad picture. Although I do think I can do better than that one. Definitely do better. Let's go wide on this, shall we? You've got all 5 pipes. You've got the bottom ones lit up, the top are not. And the cars there. I do like to see what I can see through the pipes as well. That's a bit of a low shot. Let's have a look. And I do like to see if I can capture stuff. I've got the floodlights and I've got the moon. And it's hard to get both of them in properly, but I do like to take shots with the moon just shining through a pipe. That's quite sort of artistic and quite, I don't know, my thing. But now I've got this set up right, let's adjust the vignette. Let's get it right, because this is going to be one of my shots. And I'll probably flip it round the other side of the pipes and do something a bit more creative around that way. That's a good shot. That's a screen capture done. And that may or may not end up being the thumbnail. Little adjustment. Let's have a look and see how the tilt goes. But yeah, that's an interesting shot as well through that pipe. But I'm not doing much with that. Let's go over. Let's have a look at this side. And pretty much the same. The banding over the walls of this pipe is really cool. I love the colour banding. I'm going to knock the car lights on because it works on this side. Give a little tilt because the banding is made up of a blue light, the red light, and also the orange light of the cars. And I just do like that. That's actually a really smart picture. And once again, I'm using these oversized glow sticks to actually frame the photo, sort of give it a few boundaries. And I could just zoom past it and just have a picture as it is, but I do like the sort of tone they set in the picture. So that's actually a really smart shot. I like that, and I may use that for the thumbnail. Settings again, car lights are on, focus is alright, exposure's alright. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. That's cool. But like before, let's pull a wide shot out and let's drop to a ground, because there's the light bouncing off the ground off these, and they look really, that's really sort of Blade Runner sort of stuff, you know, like the neon cyberpunk. Let's see if I can do stuff with that. That's cool, because I quite like the reflection, and that works really well. But what does shutter speed do? Can I blur that a little bit? Because sometimes you can do that. You can blur the water a little bit. Not seems to be doing too much, admittedly. It's dropping it a little bit. It's not really doing a lot. Aperture wise, I can blur the foreground, so yeah, I can do stuff like that. It looks alright, but yeah, I don't know. I prefer it in focus, actually. To be fair, it just looks quite good with the detail. Go back into that and sort of reset that down, because yeah, it's like a little bit of blur on the aperture. Yeah, that's okay. I reckon that's alright. Although I'd probably still go for the closer shot, because that way it actually does look pretty smart. It does frame really, really well. And if you do want to know how to get these pictures that you save in Forza out of the game and into your PC and onto social media, onto your desktop as wallpapers and stuff like this, click a link in the description, and I've got another video. It does show you exactly how to do this on the Windows 10 PC. And that is it. That's the photos. So that's actually quite cool. If you're still here with me, thank you for coming on this mad photo journey with me today. I will be posting these pictures up on social media later, up on my Twitter, because I do not use Facebook, I do not use Instagram, and all I use social media wise is Twitter and YouTube. And I'll be posting stuff up on Twitter, and that is that, guys. If you like this sort of stuff, photography content, let me know, tell me, and I'll do a lot more of it. And if you do like what I'm doing in general, leave me a comment, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, thank you for watching, take it easy, and happy driving.